All the disrespect before you play back, button check. Button check.
What is up, Butt Check family? Welcome back to yet again a beautiful day, a beautiful Friday of buttons that need to be checked. Thank you guys for tuning in, man. We got some hot ones. There is so much happening this weekend, but for today, there are these buttons that need to be checked. So chapters down below, let's get it. We also got I was gonna say a special announcement, but it's not really special. But you know what? I messed up the intro, so let's do it again. Yoga. Well, technically, I didn't mess up. I just thought about it. I got through about 80% of that. So either way, thank you guys for the amazing love, man. Hope you're enjoying the weekend. We done made it. Let's check some buttons, y'all. Let's go. All right, first up for that new game mechanic that's confusing the FGC, making some excited, but also have some questioning the budget when it comes to animation buttons that need to be checked. So let's unpack all of this. 2XKO just posted this yesterday, talking about Teamfight 2XKO new fuse is launching May 12th, and they posted like this little clip. It's over 2 minutes long. We're not gonna check out the whole 2 minutes, just a clip so you can understand what the hell they just did. Check it out. There it is. The Duo Fuse. There it is again.
Hey guys, you just saw us play Teamfight.
Wait, so what is Teamfight?
Ah, glad you asked. So Teamfight, it's a new fuse coming to 2XKO that allows you and your partner to beat on the opponent simultaneously for 7 seconds. The way it works is that both you and your partner need one super bar each, and then you press the team button and any normal attack button to activate and go wild. So I know those of you out there are asking, why Teamfight as a fuse? Tell them, Plot.
You've all shown us that 2XKO is best played as a duo, so we wanted to add a fuse that really leans into duo play. Teamfight is great for any duos who really want to explore their duo synergy, but also great for duos who just want to improvise and go crazy.
You already know, the people tuning in probably...
All right, so we're gonna stop right there. I'll put the link down below for this whole post if you guys wanna check that out. And continuing from there, that FGC is reacting. Let's go ahead and start from Sonic Fox right here saying, holy duo buff, oh my God, laughed my ass off. And I did see him tag his partner as well over here saying, I think they done patched us in the game. Other people like Apology Man saying, just think of all the team fight tactics you can perform with your duo partner. Underneath that, you got Jayuna saying, good luck to all the 2XKO commentators out there. What else we got? Gerald from Core A Gaming talking about, I joke with the team at Evo Japan, they should buff duos. And they got real quiet. Well played. Underneath that, Justin to the Wong says, looks like Soulstone on crack. Looks really fun, haha. And continuing on saying, duo fuse here. This is gonna, if I could talk, I almost got through this. I almost got through this shit and I ate it. Yoga. Zeta2 Win said, Duo Fuse is here. This is gonna totally shake up the strategy. What else we got? Adding the ability to find a duo partners in the game and also adding the voice chat is going to help streamline the duo gameplay so much more, or so much, since now you won't need to already have a duo partner and or add them on something like Discord. I'm excited to try this new fuse out in the lab. So yeah, that's big too. They also added the ability to talk to each other, so that's gonna be cool. And you got, I love to see him smiling. Nice little screenshot right there. And then, bro, if the assist character can throw, this is going to be Omega broken. And I think one of the devs, yeah, right here saying, this is seriously some of the most fun we've had in playtest. Really excited for y'all to get your hands on it. Yeah, so that was like the lead gameplay producer that was saying that. But on that other side of the fence, so first off, obviously, a lot of people are excited about this, think it's gonna bring more hype to the game. But on the other side, they're kind of looking at that animation, that whole freeze frame or that slow-mo that's like, and then it activates everything. Like, what is that? Because it looks like maybe you should hire people back because the budget seems to finally be affecting the game. Right here saying, please Riot, hire back the people you laid off. This activation animation is horrendous. This has 2.3 thousand likes. I even saw Diaphone. Diaphone made a video about this just yesterday. Check out his comment.
It lets you summon your partner. With this animation's very interesting. I don't know, maybe we're seeing the layoffs in full effect here, but I think the potential is really promising.
So as you can see, some people taking shots at the animation or just simply having fun with it. Overall, I would say it's about 90% hype. I don't think it's really that big of a thing where people are like, this is bullshit. Why are you guys updating? I don't really see that. Not at this time anyway. Some people are like, this is interesting. I think it's actually gonna add more hype to the game. I noticed in that same video from Diaphone, he actually makes a good point right here. Check out the clip.
Gives you this little green bar here. This is your teamfight meter. It's active for 7 seconds. And during those 7 seconds, both characters are able to be controlled. As you can see, the potential for absolutely crazy stuff and absolute insanity is gonna happen. And I think this is really cool. We've seen this in a lot of other games, funny enough. MVCI was, I think, the most familiar aspect, where there's a stone called the Soul Stone. And the Soul Stone let you use 2 players at once. Now, there was no, like, you know, obviously this Fuse is meant for duos in 2XKO, but in MVCI, you can only control it solo, right? So there's 2 people doing like the same inputs, give you both these moves, right? so you're controlling both characters at once. And the cool thing is you can actually do this in 2XKO as well. So I think we're gonna see almost exclusively we're gonna see this in duos, but maybe there's someone cracked enough like SKD. You know, SKD does these like crazy combos that he figures out solo. I think we're gonna get some SKD like exclusive tech with the teamfight mode, but it's TBD, right? They say solo players can use it. You can hold T to focus on your point character, but again, I think you're leaving so much potential on the table. I don't think that's really going to happen.
All right, so there it is, 2XKO. They weren't lying. Remember the devs said there was this whole thing. They were talking about the layoffs. A lot of people were saying this game is dead in the water. Then shortly after, a lot of people, especially some big name content creators, were coming out saying it's not dead. Look at, they're just still revealing characters. We got the roadmap. But then other people were making the argument saying that, well, that was already planned. They had this whole year planned out already. So we can't really judge the game based off of this year. Let's see how they progress the next year and the year after, because that's going to really show how much they're really invested. Because you have other games from Riot like Legends of Runeterra that pretty much did the same thing, then they ended up shutting down. So I don't know. We can only take everything with a grain of salt so far. A lot of people are rooting for this game. I'm rooting for this game. I really am. You know what I'm saying? I'm not the big Riot fan or League of Legends fan, but I'm a big Cannon Brothers fan and a big FGC fan, you know what I'm saying? And more games the merrier, but we'll see. Only time will tell. But they weren't lying when they said, hey, we're about to change everything. Remember, that was another big thing because they were like, yo, this game dropped. And it was like, what was it? Like the first couple of weeks of it releasing, they were like, we heard y'all and we're going to change things. So we want to let you know that this game is going to play completely different in a few months. And people were like, what? You had like 10 years of this cooking in the oven and you still don't know the vision? You still don't know what this game is going to be? There was a lot of concern. People were like, how? It's dead. This game is cooked, right? But now, fast forward, they're doing some amazing things. Like, this is getting some praise so far. We'll see eventually how it plays out. But also, they taking the damn skin money and they're adding like $75,000 pot bonuses to like the next 3 EVOs. And of course, the EVO Japan that just passed. They're doing some dope ass things. So, a lot of hype. So in hindsight, it's hard to bet against or even to want. I don't know why you would want to, but it's hard to bet against a dev team that is doing some stuff like this, that is trying. They're taking swings, you know what I'm saying? And I think the root of all of this, the reason why it seems to be working or they have a fighting chance is because it's not just like one-off random video game that Riot created, but they really don't know us, you know what I'm saying? They just tried to dip their toes, but it's not that. It's devs, or it's the Cannon Brothers. It's the OG creators of EVO, and they hired some OGs from the FGC, just like Invincible Versus did. But either way, what the hell I'm trying to say is I think the reason why this actually does have a chance, and they're taking big swings like this and doing interesting things and actually trying to support the community, is because they do have love for the FGC at the end of the day. So either way, that's these buttons. How y'all feeling? Let me know. All right, next up for Tekken 8, actually catching up to Street Fighter 6 via Combo Breaker buttons that need to be checked. So Combo Breaker is officially upon us one more time. It is coming up in a couple of weeks at the end of the month. I believe it's May 22nd. through the 24th, and we'll be covering all that action. I think it just capped as far as like entrance. I think they may be doing late registration right now. This might be the last day, something like that, but we basically have all the numbers. So either way, it is back. Incross posted this right here. We got some interesting numbers, y'all, especially when it comes to Tekken 8. So Incross posted this saying, Street Fighter 6 The Combo Breaker 2026 has slightly more entrants than the first edition for its 2024. It'll be the largest offline non-EVO tournament for the game so far. It'll blow most premieres out of the water in terms of competition. About 55 heavy hitters from Asia are registered. Then when you head on over to good old Start GG, it says attendees 6,505, almost 7,000 people attending Combo Breaker this year. But getting even deeper, when we look at some of the numbers, if you go over to our fighters, it says Combo Breaker 2026 game entrance numbers. You see all these nice little stats. Let me click on this so we can get a little zoom for y'all. Check it out. Street Fighter 6, 1,444, which is very nice. You know, it's not EVO numbers, but then again, nothing is. Like they were saying, besides EVO, this is the largest offline event for Street Fighter. So check it out, 1,144. But underneath that, Tekken 8, 1,212. Talk to me, Tekken 8 community. Golly, only a difference of like 200? That's insane. A lot of people were talking in the comments like, whoa, that's actually really close. But other people I noticed were coming back like, well, you got to understand, Chicago or Illinois, or however you want to refer to it, that this is a Tekken community, baby. We get down with some Tekken over here. So that might explain it a lot. Because over at EVO, especially at the last one we saw, EVO Japan, wasn't it like over 7,000 people registered for Street Fighter 6? And for Tekken 8, it was under 1,000? Or right around 1,000. It was something like that. It was a huge difference. But right here, I mean, these damn numbers are neck and neck. Underneath that, Guilty Gear, you got 879, 2XKO at 605, Mystery Game 512, Under Night In Birth 488, and then it goes all the way down. Who we got all the way? Killer Instinct. You got over 100 people. Over 100 people signing up for Killer Instinct. And check that out. MK1 is right above it at 122. So MK1 still, you know, they still around. Oh, and these are the comments underneath it that I was referring to, saying Tekken and Street Fighter being that close is pretty surprising. Others are like, I feel like Combo Breaker has always had a good Tekken attendance. And then they say, Illinois is a Tekken territory. Even our smaller cities have weeklies like Bloomington and so on. And then why is it surprising? I know T8 hasn't been so hot or doing so hot lately, but it's always been the second biggest game in the FGC. All right, and last but not least, real quick before we get out of here, Mortal Kombat the movie is upon us. I think it just came out yesterday. I thought it was dropping today, but I checked Movie Times yesterday for today, and it was like, it's already here. So I was like, holy crap, it's here already? I didn't have time to go yesterday. I am planning 100% to go see it today. I'm just gonna go see it. Dirty Low is doing his own thing, or I would like to like film my experience and stuff like that, but I don't think I'm ready to do all of that, you know what I'm saying? But what I am gonna do is go see it, and I might do a review and add it just like in a segment of button check. I'm not gonna do spoilers. I don't wanna do no spoilers for you guys, because obviously it's too soon, but I'm excited. All of that just to say, I'm excited. I can't wait for the Street Fighter movie to come out as well. This Mortal Kombat movie, I have high hopes. I have higher hopes in this one than I did in the first one. I like the action in the first one, even though a lot of people dogged it. I didn't like the story so much, but I did like the action. I'm always a fan of their action. I love the actor. I love the actor that plays Cole Young, but I was not a fan of that character. I think a lot of us were confused, like, Cole, who the hell is some Cole Young, right? But this one is on a tournament series. Like, it's based on a whole tournament, which I'm a sucker for a good tournament. Give me Street Fighter, which they're doing that. They're basically following, I believe, the Street Fighter 2 timeline and the new Street Fighter movie. And in this one, we get Johnny Cage just going to the realm, and then they're doing like a whole tournament thing. I'm all about that. I'm sold so far. So like I said, that's probably the whole reason why I'm more invested in this one than I was in the first one. And once again, I was a fan of the first one. Like, I watched it, and I liked some of the fight scenes. I just didn't really like the storyline. Either way, get your popcorn. I'm gonna do this. I'll probably talk about it later. How you feeling? Let me know. There it is one more time, Butt Check family. Appreciate the massive love. Thank y'all for tuning in one more time, man. I really do appreciate the love. I really do, from the bottom of my heart, man. Me and Dirty Low are constantly talking We got some great plans to work on some stuff. You know, he's a full-time family man, full-time job, all that stuff, like I'm sure a lot of you could relate to. So we're just figuring out timing, but it's definitely happening, and it's definitely happening this year. On top of that, I got other channels that I'm filming for that have nothing to do with the FGC. It's just people in my family want to start creating their channels, so I'm kind of like helping them behind the scenes. Either way, I say all that to say this. Love y'all, support y'all, and I don't know what it is, but I know somehow it's about to get better. Love y'all forever. Peace.
Blah, blah, blah. Subscribe.
I came back a rich. Gang members claim I need to make a payment. It's hard for a young black executive.